Hey everybody, and welcome back to a new episode of Memory Lane, the series where I take an actor or actress, talk a little bit about them, but most notably tell you guys where I first and last experienced them. Our experiences around actors can be the same sometimes with universal roles, but where we first and last saw them can make it entirely different. And I took a little bit of an unintentional break from this series, but I wanted to bring it back and talk about an actor who I've always loved, which is the actor Ewan McGregor, who was born in March of 1971 in Perth, Scotland. Acting was always in his blood, as well as his uncle, Dennis Lawson, actually appeared in the original Star Wars trilogy, which is kind of poetic considering where Ewan's own career would end up taking him. He ended up studying at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama in London and got his first big break in the early 90s with the British TV series Lipstick on Your Collar and Shallow Grave, directed by Danny Boyle. Just a few years later, McGregor's name exploded thanks to the 1996 film Trainspotting, one of the defining British films of its decade. His performance as Mark Renton became a cultural moment, instantly launching him into international recognition. From there, he would quickly jump from big genres like musicals, dramas, romantic epics, and sci-fi, and now has appeared in so many films. And I think like many people, if you grew up in the 90s, your first experience may have been my personal first experience, which was 1999's Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, where he would go on to play Obi-Wan Kenobi, a younger iteration of Alec Guinness's character from the original Star Wars trilogy. I love him as this role, and while he's not the biggest character or the central character in the first one, the same way that he would be in the second and third film, he has some of the most key moments in The Phantom Menace, including one of the best lightsaber action sequences at the very end of that film, with Obi-Wan going toe-to-toe with Darth Maul right after Qui-Gon has been taken out. It's a fantastic finale to that movie. I've always loved him in this role, and of course he would go on to play this character twice more in the prequel films, and in recent years returned to the Obi-Wan Kenobi series that premiered on Disney Plus. And whatever your thoughts on that show and what they did with the story, it's undeniable that him as that character is just top tier. I will always love him in that role, and that's just always where I think of him as, not only because it's gone on to become his probably most recognized role, but because that's where I first ever experienced him. As far as where I last experienced him, it was in a film called Bleeding Love from last year that I got to check out, where he actually got to be in the film with his real life daughter, and they played father and daughter in a bit of an estranged relationship. Full transparency, I didn't love that film, but I did think that the performances were good, and I think it tackles things like substance abuse and an estranged relationship, especially in a child-parent relationship, in a really solid way. But with all that said, as usual, I'd love to hear from you guys. Where did you first or last experience Ewan McGregor, and maybe what's your favorite performance of his?